69 cents.
And the gas.
Y'all getting any rain up your way?
What way would that be?
I seen you was from Dallas.
What business is it of yours? Where I'm from? Friendo?
I didn't mean nothing by it.
Didn't mean nothing.
Just passing the time. If you don't want to accept that, I don't know what else I can do for you. Will there be something else?
I don't know. Will there?
Is something wrong?
With what?
With anything?
Is that what you're asking me? Is there something wrong with anything?
Will there be anything else?
You already asked me that.
Well, I need to see about closing now.
See about closing?
Yes, sir.
What time do you close?
Now, we close now.
Now is not a time. What time do you close?
Generally around dark, at dark.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Sir?
I said, you don't know what you're talking about. What time do you go to bed?
Sir?
You're a bit deaf, aren't you? I said, what time do you go to bed?
Somewhere around 9:30. I'd say around 9:30.
I could come back then.
Why would you be coming back? We'll be closed.
Yeah, you said that.
Well, I got to close now.
You live in that house out back.
Yes, I do.
You lived here all your life?
This is my wife's father's place originally.
You married into it?
We lived in Temple, Texas for many years. Raised a family there in Temple. We come out here about 4 years ago.
You married into it?
That's the way you want to put it.
I don't have some way to put it. That's the way it is. What's the most you ever lost on a coin toss?
Sir?
The most you ever lost on a coin toss?
I don't know. I couldn't say.
Call it.
Call it.
Yes.
For what?
Just call it.
Well, we need to know what we're calling it for here.
You need to call it. I can't call it for you. Well, it wouldn't be fair.
I didn't put nothing up.
Yes, you did. You've been putting it up your whole life. You just didn't know it. You know what date is on this coin?
No.
1958. It's been traveling 22 years to get here. And now it's here. And it's either heads or tails. And you have to say, call it.
Well, look, I need to know what I stand to win.
Everything.
How's that?
You stand to win everything, call it.
All right. Heads, then.
Well done. Don't put it in your pocket.
Sir?
Don't put it in your pocket. It's your lucky quarter.
Where you want me to put it?
Anywhere not in your pocket. Or it'll get mixed in with the others and become just a coin. Which it is.
Well, hello, SMG. I don't have a lot going on right now, currently, so I thought I'd make a video. Given the current state of the stock market and the turmoil that this general has faced recently, the first order of business is an Anon today decided to say that I look like Porky Pig. Not going to accept that. I will say this once. Anybody that calls me fucking Porky Pig, I will skin your pussy and turn it inside out. Don't you ever call me Porky Pig. Okay, I'm a ham chad, I'm not fat. Let's get that straight. the next order of business is I've been recently seeing these food pepes showing up within the general, and I feel like there's a rich lore behind them. I don't know where they came from. They seem to be appreciated by some of the old fags, and I want to know where they came from. If it's from CK, it's a fucking shame, frankly. I don't know if any of you have been to CK. It's a bit of a shithole. It's a board where everybody eats fast food. Nobody knows how to cook, but everybody LARPs like they know how to cook. That is CK, if you could sum it up. But the food pepes are fascinating because they've been popping up in our stock market in general recently. This is a big point in the video, and I think this is the elephant in the room, right? And no, I am not the elephant in the room, thank you very much. We need to talk about NYCB and what has happened recently. Now, NYCB, well, it shit the bed today, 25%, something like that. I'm not worried. There's been a lot of news. It's kind of been the center of finance news recently. There's been a lot of news that's come out about NYCB and what their direction is. Now, the Bobo-ish news I've heard is that the government could essentially seize them as soon as this weekend. That is the bearish news on this, so they say. I don't believe that's going to be the case. I think that is FUD to make you sell your shares for cheap. The bullish side of this is that the company is restructuring, they have new leadership, and they are turning things around. And I think they will turn things around. I think they may even go mid-teens by next year. I don't think they're going to fail. Yet they cut their dividend, they're restructuring, they have two very respected finance people in place. So I don't think that they're going to go under. Not like Signature Bank or Silicon Valley. I just don't see it happening again. There's too many big hitters in this trade. Soros is in the trade. So, but I would say this much. As you've seen in the video, the intro video I posted in before this, this is a situation for everybody in this general where you have to ask yourself, how much have you lost in a trade? Okay, because this is a coin flip moment. There are going to be those, there are going to be the chuds who say, I am too scared to buy shares of NYCB, so instead I'm going to buy the literal top of NVIDIA. That's your safe play. I'm going to buy shares of NVIDIA. I'm going to buy Bitcoin at the very top. That's your conservative safe play? No. Warren Buffett would spit on you, and Charlie Munger, God rest his soul, would fucking teabag you for that opinion. NYCB is at a level right now, even if you didn't get in before, now you have another 25% discount. If you're going to get in Monday, next week. There's a chud in here earlier that said that NYCB, he got out because it was never listen to a fat guy, right? Giving you stock picks. Well, you know what? Go ahead and sell your shares. You're not part of this team. You're not part of it. The NYCB base chads. Get out. We don't want you here. For the rest of you, though, this is a do or die moment. This is, before this, we had probably the biggest meme stock gamble that we really had as a community was SIGA. And most of us made a lot of money on SIGA. I sure as shit did. I sold too early, I don't fucking say it, but I still made a lot of money on that. And probably most of you did too, because gay sex was all the rage then. So this is your SIGA moment. What you do with that is up to you. So just saying, don't ever say that I didn't give you a good stock play, a value stock play, because I just did. The next thing I want to talk about is, in the OP image, they had the memes about, if any of you don't know yet, Wendy's the CEO of Wendy's decided it was a good fucking idea to globally roll out a plan to do dynamic pricing on their fucking food. That's like putting a fucking gun to the head of your company and pulling the trigger. How in God's name do you think it's a good idea to say, well, fast food's already obscenely overpriced. Let's take it a step further, and during peak hours, let's actually charge more than we normally would instead of having flat pricing. At this point, I think Wendy's is such a retarded company. I don't even eat at Wendy's ever because it's whoever thinks about Wendy's, not me. I'm definitely not eating at Wendy's ever again now. At this point, fast food in general, with the exception of Taco Bell, Yum Brands, I think you should go long Yum Brands. Outside of Taco Bell, basically, fast food is priced at the same price point as actual fucking restaurants. So there is no reason for me to eat fast food. I just go to the fucking diner, you know. What's the point? I'm not going to spend $15 on fucking breakfast at McDonald's when I can go spend fucking $12 at the diner. It doesn't make any sense because the diner has a higher overhead than McDonald's, and McDonald's serves lower quality food. So the only thing to explain this is more or less just price gouging. It's what it is, and I'm very against that term, price gouging, because I know it's a very big leftist term to discount inflation. No, we are just at price gouging. So Wendy's, I don't know, short the shit out of that company. Well, I wouldn't short them yet because they're planning on changing. But anyways, I saw apparently a Canadian shitcoin company is being shilled here. That is the ticker BNXAF. We get these every once in a while, and I will not be investing, obviously, because anything Canadian is really poison. You can definitely invest internationally. There's nothing wrong with that. But investing in Canada is poison until Trudeau is ousted out. But I've heard the guy that is campaigning against Trudeau is really just as bad. Another World Economic Forum guy. So it's like Canada, don't ever invest in Canada. There's no reason for it. They're it's a terrible country. They had potential, and they've already ruined it, and there's no coming back from it. So BNXAF, there are better plays out there. Fuck that stock. It's probably a Pajit showing it. The next one, let's talk about Soxus. This is a bizarre play to me that I've seen at least one person do. Shorting semiconductors right now when AI is literally all the rage is insane. I wouldn't even say short Soxus because it's trading at like $3 a share. How much? I mean, it's probably gonna reverse split because of how bad they are performing. I'm not saying buy Soxel. I'm just saying don't buy Soxus because it's fucking never gonna make money in this time frame. You buy Soxus when the bubble bursts. When I just heard today, I read a CNBC article that was saying that the United States national debt is increasing essentially $1 trillion every 100 days. So yeah, we're at the point where the bubble is so full that it's almost bursting at the seams. $1 trillion every 100 days. That's $3.65 trillion a year that the United States is spending. I don't really have words for that. I honestly, if there's anybody out there that's a bobo, I don't really have any ammunition against what you're doing, because with this kind of spend, it simply cannot go on. There is going to be a point where all this shit comes to an end, and we go through a horrible recession, or even worse, a serious depression, because you just can't spend money that way. Spending money you don't have, it's gonna come back. The chicken's gonna come home to roost eventually, and if you're doing $1 trillion every 100 days, it's not that far off. So, I saw another guy who posted his portfolio and had said that he made, I don't know, 4 or 5%. Oh, I think he ended up making a couple $1,000s. I want to make something perfectly clear to everybody in this channel. The only reason I am in the position I'm in is I am doing high risk trading with low values, 4 figures. So if I had let's say I had a $50,000 portfolio, this is how good of a trader I am, I could literally retire. If I had $50,000 in my Robinhood account, I could retire. And I'll tell you why, because if you had 50 grand in your brokerage, all you have to make is essentially 2%. 2% in maybe a week, for me personally. If I made 2% a week on $50,000, I could retire. Because or 2% on 50,000, yes, that's going to come out to like $2,000, $1,000. I think 2% on 50,000 is $1,000. Actually, I don't trust myself on that. I'm not double check. 50,000 times 2%. Yes, $2,000. That would be $4,000 before taxes at the end of the month. I probably have about $1,500 in expenses monthly. I could literally, 50 grand, I could live off of that. Not really comfortably, but very comfortably. And what's sad is that the rest of you could too, but the problem is you spend too much money on bullshit cars, houses, stuff like that. Also, you're all not very good traders. So if you were as experienced and as professional of a trader as I am, I think you could do that. So I could show you how, but I'm not going to do it this video. Next thing I want to talk about, because I'm very interested in this, is one Anon posted about a burger place called BurgerFi. BurgerFi. Now, this is a penny stock. I think it's trading at about 65 cents a share right now. I looked this company up, not their finances necessarily, but I looked up the company themselves, went to their website and explored. Now, for that price, they don't have a ton of locations. They have a decent amount of locations nationwide, but they have a very simple menu. Okay, you have burgers, chicken tenders, fries, onion rings. That's fucking it. Okay, that is their menu. Now, I look at the prices though. So you're basically talking a $12 hamburger. You're talking about, I think it's $7 for like 3 chicken strips. You're talking $6-7 for a regular size onion ring. And you're talking $5 for a regular order of fries. Now this is fucking crazy. But they seem like they're a little bit more artisan. They fall into the category of Five Guys, in my opinion. And I would think, well, that doesn't seem like a good investment right now. People are kind of backing off on expensive purchases, but they're really not. They're not backing off on spending money on eating out. And at that price, 67, 65, 66, whatever percent, I feel like that is a real value there. So normally I don't announce what I'm going to do trade-wise, but I think on Monday I'm going to probably buy several hundred shares of BFI because I like where this is. Their website is very professional. Their food, they have a simple menu, which is a big deal these days. You got to have a simple menu. Kind of like the In-N-Out formula, right? In-N-Out has very, very few, they have a very condensed menu. Now, they have all their weird faggotry, food hacky shit. I'm not interested in that, okay? I'm not interested in animal style gay shit. Okay, I'm just going off of what their menu offers. I think there's value here, and there's a very, very low downside to this. The company's not going to go bankrupt. Okay, and if you're trading at 67 cents a share, you're already skimming the fucking bottom. So I think the only way to go is up. The next topic is oh boy. So an Anon in the thread mentioned that he had asked if anybody had ate a woman's asshole and potentially licked a turd of some sort. The thought of this is horrifying. If I was eating a girl's ass and I hard licked a turd, it would probably be horrifying enough to turn me gay. Be honest with you. When I was in my 20s, eating girls' buttholes was sort of a relatively normal thing for me. For the girls I dated, I liked licking buttholes. I think I still do. I don't do it as often, but at the time, I was a big fan of it. And, I would be at the bar after I used to be a bartender, and I would leave work and go to the local bar where all the restaurant employees went, and you'd find a chick there. This was, 2010 at that time. And, they've worked a long day, and they'd want to go home with you. Finding women back then was real easy. Not so much anymore. This was before dating apps. And generally, when I had enough beers in me, I was targeting the butthole. That's what I'm about on a woman. And I've looked at a lot of buttholes, and I will say that there was never any sort of, I never tasted anything that I didn't, that I knew was poop, right? Now, these girls worked a long day, so there was definitely an aroma. There was a there was a natural, sort of a female natural gas, a female natural gas, like you were close to the source of the BRAP gas, but it was never overwhelming or anything. And with the pheromones and all that, it wasn't a big deal. You went in there, you did your business, and you got out of there. So I feel really bad for that Anon, because it's supposed to be a pleasant experience, and clearly it wasn't good for him. And I don't know what his future holds. It's not bright, I can tell you that much. But I hope that he can get the counseling he needs to sort of overcome the betrayal, if you'd call it that he went through. So she should have pooped and cleaned up before this happened, and she didn't. So I'm sorry. But to change gears, we'll talk about Dell. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Dell. Now, my computer I'm using right now is a Dell pre-built. Now, I paid probably too much for it. I think I paid $1,000 for this PC. During a President's Day sale, I financed it. 0% APR for 12 months. I didn't pay a lick of interest on it. Okay, so give them a shout out for that. It's still running to this day. This is 5-6-year-old computer. Still running great, runs all the games. So I don't have a lot of hatred towards Dell that a lot of other people do, because I know that Dell is considered the pleb of computers. Nobody buys a pre-built from Dell. But at the same time, when you have boomers like me, I want a gaming PC. I don't want to fucking build the thing. I am not doing that whole rigmarole, okay? I will pay you and just give me the goddamn thing, okay? That's how a lot of us are. But they went up like 30% today. Apparently they were not listed in the NYSE. Now they are listed, and they went up 30%. I don't know what any of this means. They probably said AI a couple times. Fuck, who knows? But I don't know if I'd be buying Dell at this point. But something serious is going on here. And maybe one of you can enlighten me why Dell literally, the stock price went up 30% in a day. I don't know. I have 3 more things left. The first one is I want to talk about great value products. A product of Walmart. No, don't ever buy great value anything. There are a few exceptions to the rule. If I somehow fucking find myself in a Walmart and I need to buy groceries, great value canned beans, canned vegetables, stuff like that is fine, but don't ever buy anything outside of that. Some Anon's talking about great value chicken nuggets. I have never eaten a chicken nugget in my life that I didn't like before I bought a great value bag of chicken nuggets. They are the most disgusting fucking goy feed I've ever had in my entire life. Salt blocks, just blasted with salt. It's probably like 80% textured vegetable protein and like 20% fucking chicken penis meat. Like, it's the worst. I've had their lunch meat. I bought their lunch meat. The entire fucking package. Each slice had bone chips in it and shit. Like, it was fucking gross. Couldn't even eat it. Stay away from great value products. I'm not saying short Walmart, because people will keep shopping there, but I'm saying stay away from the fucking great value products, because they're not a great value. They're actually a terrible value. They're just cheap. Out of the blue here, one of the things, this has been an opinion I've had for probably 20 years. Drew Barrymore, someone was posting lewd photos of Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore is not attractive. She's not hot. She's not a sex icon. I don't know what anybody sees in Drew Barrymore. She's not attractive. I've seen her tits. They're not good. She was in Playboy. Nothing about her is attractive. I don't get it. Honestly, I think it's kind of a caste system. So like, there's people who think that Drew Barrymore is attractive or hot. They're right here, right, in the caste system. And then there are people that realize that Drew Barrymore is painfully average and that she's not hot at all. And then the cast, they're up here. Okay, where do you sit? Because you're either way up here or way down here. Just saying. And the last thing I want to talk about is, obviously, the stocks and stuff I'm talking about right now, they are, in fact, volatile stocks. They are controversial. They are memes. If you are, it's a legitimate piece of business advice for you, or stock advice for you. If you are in a position where you don't know where to put money, and you're worried about a recession, but you're also worried about missing the bull market, I would say a safe, guaranteed safe bet to put your money to where you'll never lose a fucking dollar is OLLI, Ollie's Bargain Outlet. I've gone over this in past videos, but I'm just saying, if you're in a place where you don't know where to put your money, just put some of it into Ollie, because you will make money on that. Unlike Dollar General and Dollar Tree, they actually offer products that are either rare, or not rare, but like discontinued, or not just taking normal popular items, putting them in your store, and charging more, or taking an item that you normally would like and then making it smaller but then charging less, but the unit price is actually more than if you bought the regular item at a regular store. That's Dollar General loves to do that shit. Hey, here's a half a pizza, right? It's only $3.50 when you could buy a full pizza for $5 at a regular store. But because it's smaller, it looks like it's cheaper, but the unit price is way higher. That's why dollar stores are fucking stupid. I would also say that, like, or there are brands. Hey, you came into my shitty fucking understaffed Dollar General. How about a Clover Valley frozen pizza? Okay, their brand, Clover Valley frozen pizza for $6. Okay, oh, a $6 frozen pizza. I can get a goddamn DiGiorno for $5 at a regular grocery store, and it's gonna be good. I don't know shit about Clover Valley, but I know that it doesn't make any goddamn sense that they're basically charging the same prices, if not more, at a dollar store than if you just went to a regular goddamn store. So I don't understand how these companies are really winning, because they're shit. So, anyway, it's been 23 minutes, 24 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up. I had nothing else going on, so I made a video to help people for Monday, and hopefully you fucking chuds don't talk shit after this, and respect your elders in this general. So.